issues of decision making and leadership. We want to see the involvement of women in leadership. And that is why we have moved ahead and created several committees in those county sector working groups. And the committees we have will be...
Just to interject, Joel, yes. These county sector working groups, are they actually on the ground? Are they lobbying in meeting rooms, in conference rooms, or are they actually actively engaging with the girl child and opinion leaders on the ground?
Thank you, Madam Lillian. I want to say that the county sector working group that we have on the ground is strongly doing that. And moving forward, we have done a lot in terms of creating space. We have done a lot in terms of strengthening the policies. We have a Kisumu County gender policy on issues of prevention of sexual gender-based violence. And I want to say that we have moved ahead and even currently doing a mainstreaming policy that is going to ensure that we involve and create a space for affirmative programs so that we see people who are disadvantaged at the local level strongly involved in decision making. And that one strongly prefers looking at the girl child in this space. Thank you so much. And the other issue that we are looking at, apart from that, we are looking at issues of financial inclusion insofar as empowerment is concerned, because many a times you see majority of the people who are at the lower level doing businesses are our women, and by extension you will see our girl child so disadvantaged in the space. The coronavirus has actually made us see that clearly. If you move around our market spaces, you see young girls selling in those spaces, and in most cases they are even in danger, because some would even go to the extent of moving up to the brothels, where their life is endangered in terms of violation of their rights. I want to say that we have strongly deepened our structures at the lower level to ensure that as we broaden the conversation, our girls in schools will be benefiting from the dignity kits as they have been getting before, so that when we bring many entities on board, then it does not become a one-person affair, but it becomes the business of all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Joel Okomo from the State Department of Agenda. And finally, just as we close this session now with Nerea, influencing policy to national level, we have a lot that's happening on the ground, as Joel has very rightly put it there. But we also know instances where a lot of our female legislators particularly have sponsored bills that have never seen the light of day. Either there's no quorum in Parliament, or for certain reasons, these bills never get to see the light of day. So, what would be your thoughts as regards influencing some of these policies that are made right here at community level or at county level to reach national level and to be a national level agenda?
Thank you. One of the reasons I looked at legislation very keenly is the issue of child welfare and protection, and knowing that we need proper coordination and collaboration at county level between the children's services and the county social services department. And I domesticated the child welfare and protection policy. And in the process of knowing, first of all, the challenge I ran into is any ward in Homa Bay that had high numbers of confinement of teen pregnancies pointed out, their FCS who are elected came out fighting. So everybody seems to be protecting our territory when they should be protecting their children. So number two, I managed to sail the motion through, and we did a policy and coordinated a number of donors. Action Aid was there, CRS window was there, and we also had UNICEF coming in very strongly. We had Plan coming in to support the process of validation of that policy. So throughout the process, we kept thinking, how does UNICEF support this at national level? And so when we read a lot of inquiries, it came up many other counties had been sending individual requests to influence the policy environment even before we get to implementation. And so we sat, and UNICEF now, as a follow-on to all the assessments of the state of teen pregnancies in different counties, are working very closely with the champions like myself to take that law at national level with the Department of Children's Services. So that's an excellent opportunity for us to do it. I needed that to happen because one of the things that I had a problem with is how do I bring in the justice system? I lose a lot of cases at two levels. One, when a girl who is defiled or pregnant goes to the health facility, sometimes she has two choices. She's asked, was that your boyfriend or your husband? And so at that point, a girl who has been defiled by somebody who is not a boyfriend or a husband has no choice. So she has to choose one. And many of my cases have collapsed because many girls say that when you say it's a boyfriend, then it's easy. Your mother can understand. If you say it's a husband, you're not married, how do you explain being married at 13 or 14 years? So they go for that option. And when I get to court, I have a challenge in proving that this was defilement because you look at the law, anybody over 15 can have sexual consent. So these problems that are real and the girls understand, caused me to walk the corridors of justice to try and explain to the magistrate, to try and explain to whoever will listen that, look, this is not what it should be, but I have to go back to paperwork. So it has to be written, and we have to understand it at county level, and at sub-county and at ward level, what it takes to have a case that can go to court successfully, because I believe, Lillian, that is the only way to send a signal that if you defile a child and she gets pregnant or not, you are going to be held accountable and you will pay for it. Because otherwise all this talk doesn't end anywhere. We still go back to the drawing board. This is my child. I have parents who tell me, stop bringing the media when children have been defiled. We do not want the shame. I have pastors who have gone to my victims' parents and say, why are you behaving as if you're the only woman whose daughter has gotten pregnant in this village? So Lillian, we are normalizing defilement and teen pregnancy. Stop it. It is not normal. I have been there. I was a child. By the time I was 21, I had 3 children. You cannot tell me that it is normal. I had to go to a very deep, dark place for me to come back and become a professional. So it is not right. A girl who is 16, 15, is not an adult. She's not mature. So Kenyans, everybody, we have to stop making it normal. I'm pleading.
Nerea is talking about normalizing defilement, and were you to run for president, vice president, you would have my vote, because normalizing defilement has become the norm. As media personalities, as journalists, we know of homes that do not allow us access when we want to fight for the rights of their children that have been defiled. We know of homes that are more concerned about what the community will say about their family if we do report these cases. And therefore, I salute you for that. I salute you for your call to ask communities and homes to invite us also as the folder stage to support these communities in the fight against child defilement. Because if these stories are not told, then your help will be found. I thank you very much for this opportunity, the panelists that we've had in this group session this afternoon. And as we close, Caroline, please speak in the language of these teenage girls to them. Encourage them, because the conversation that we have had here has been heavy. Maybe some of them got lost at some point. But we're here trying to be your advocates, and we're here trying to fight for you. And therefore, Caroline, very briefly, as we move to the next session, just a few words of mentorship, a few words of inspiration to these beautiful young ladies as we close.
To the girls, I would like to stand up. Wasichana Mungu. I was once a girl. As you see me standing here, I was not born looking like this, like a super drum. At some point, I was young. And the reason why I look like this is because with time, your body ages. And what actually makes your body age is tear and wear. Girls, are you here? So you have to take care of yourselves and help us take care of you. As a mother, I don't need to spare the rod so that we are pampering you and you are having casual sex. Do you realize that these boys have sex and they move to the next person? All these ladies in this house were once beautiful, very beautiful. But right now, they are all creaky. They are all tired. So at some point, you will reach there. So our girls, speak out, mentor each other, speak with each other. And us, our mothers, our fathers, please let us walk the journey with the girls. Adolescence is tough. Walk the journey with them and allow them to speak in a language that they understand. Otherwise, we love you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Caroline speaks from the heart. She says she's an everyday woman, and as you can see, she has a heart for the girls of this country. I wanted to close, but Rosemary here has requested very briefly to challenge the First Ladies of this nation. We will be talking to them actually very shortly, and therefore just very briefly, please, as we close with rest for time.
Thank you. I just have a parting shot for the First Ladies. You have the potential to change the situation of girls in the house. If you have power to influence and create better spaces for future leaders. Thank you.
Indeed, it has been very informative, and we thank you very much for your time. Ladies, we will be now asking you to leave the podium as we invite our other set of guests on stage. In the meantime, I'll ask Apollo or Alice to take over as I take a glass of water. Apollo, kindly please take over as our guests leave so that we can sanitize the podium and have our other set of guests take the podium.
One check. Hello. Habari zenu. Are we having fun? Yes. Oh my God. Are we having fun? Yes. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So right about now, I want to introduce our next performer. Put your hands together for Joyna.
Sasenyu? Habari zenyu? Kwani? Where are the girls? How are you? See, just wave hi. Okay, from the panel tumejifundisha lazima tujipende, si ndio? Unajipenda kwanza, si ndio? Ndio watu watakupenda. Unajiheshimu ndio watu watakuheshimu. Alafu keyword ni what a boy can do, a girl can do it. What a boy can do, a girl can do it. Sasa nataka tu dance. At least umekaa. Sasa tu dance tuchangamke alafu tuendelee. DJ. Serenade. Jamani, DJ atamnyangusha. Fear the one. Joyna wake. No sirring, no gomakali. No sirring, no respecti. No sirring, no gomakali. Serenade, serenade. Oh 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 oh. Serenade. Eh eh eh. Serenade. Oh 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 oh. Serenade. Serenade, serenade. Na Mungu atatuonekania. Si ndio? Mungu atatuonekania. Hiyo ni second chance. Sasa mdance sasa. You have the legs to want to dance. It's your day you want to dance. Kwani mnatakaje? Mnataka music? Wenye nasikia kudance wakuje hapa. Flow ni yenu, haina wasi. You have to believe in yourself. DJ, are we ready? I'm just serenade. Serenade simply means enjoying yourself, entertaining. Yes. Sasa mnejua? Sasa mtakuja? Simkuje basi, mnangoja? Mshaanzishiwa. Kujeni. You have to believe in yourself. Ndio mtu pia ata believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. You want people to respect you, it starts with you. Show them the talent you have. That's when they will embrace it. And show them you can use it positively, not negatively. Yes. So okay, sawa. Anga dancers wangu. Sindio? Aya, spread out. Spread out to dance. Na mjienjoy. No
I am in the same category.
All right, ladies, thank you very much for that break. Now, we put some items on display because we really just want to put things into context for especially the people who are not familiar with what's facing a lot of these girls out there. What we have here is soap, sanitary pads, toilet paper, underwear, and face masks. So of course, this is brought on by COVID. Now, usually, most of the girls get these supplies in school. But unfortunately, due to COVID, schools were closed, the girls have been home. This pack that you have here costs 370 shillings. These ones we get through in Wadada. Now, I just want us to think, an average family in Kenya, bring it down to even Kisumu, go down to Kakamega, go to Trans Nzoia. We have 400 shillings in the house. We have daughters. They need this supply for the month. Tutanunua unga, mafuta, kerosene tukule, ama tunanunua hizi. The option is the food. Now, these items that you see here is what is also sending young girls out to do the things that are ending up in teenage pregnancies, in HIV, because she needs the panty. She's in school with other girls who probably come from advantaged, or maybe a home where a mother makes the sacrifice, a parent makes the sacrifice and ensures that they have underwear. The girl who does not have, that is where I was told to not be afraid and speak the language that the young girls may understand.
Yes.
Maneno ya sponsor inaingia. It is for a panty. It is for toilet paper. It is for pads. This is what our girls are selling their futures for. Many of them don't understand the implications of the decisions that are being made at that moment. They don't know for how long it is going to follow them. It could haunt them. So we just wanted to put this into perspective, but at the same time, thank you to Janet Mogwa, Inua Dada Foundation. We have 100 of these packs, which if Linda Kesho and part of the LREB Women's Hub can step up to receive. At the same time, Madam Boss does not travel loosely. This woman always comes carrying gifts. So we have her rosy tissue. We do have a lot of other items that are coming in, but this is what arrived right now. And we would also like to ask you, Madam Boss, join us up here. Winnie Mokaya, you'll please step up on behalf of Inua Dada. And then the ladies that have called, kindly just come. We'll quickly receive these items on behalf of the girls, and we can move forward with our program. Thank you.
Everybody in the house, please, if you are born by a mother, get up. Let's go. Tingeza kidogo wherever you are. Whoa, again tell your monkey here. I know some people don't know how to dance. Please, shake even if you are shaking your ass where you are. You've been sitting down for so long. Nilikukosea ila kusimama yangu unisamehe ukiniacha nitaidi. See, you are not dancing. You are not dancing. Au ishika mwenye. Oh mama, oh mama, oh mama, I love you mama. Oh mama. Unataka nikwende juu? I want to relate to the people. If mama sana wapi ndio embarrassed your mother being pregnant at the age of 14. Raise up your hands. Madam, raise up your hands. You are already having sex at the age of 14. I am guilty as charged.
I love you so much. It's not yet my time. Please take away this microphone from me, please.
DJ, endelea.
I'm sorry mama yangu, nakupigia ni magoti, kwa kweli nilikukosea, ninakusihi mama yangu, unisamehe, ukiniacha nitaibika, usiende wa mama kwa mtoto au ishika.
Let's move back. The girls, retreat back. Madam Boss is still here. Just retreat back.
And the ones I brought, so I want to give each one of them. So, DJ, do you have the other song? Mtoto ni baraka kutoka kwa Mungu, mtamlea kwa nguvu za Mungu. Umenipa amani mbele za macho ya watu. You have it? Inaitwa baraka because a child is a blessing. If you're pregnant, I know there are some people who are 2 months, 1 month pregnant now. They don't even know. I can feel you. If you know you're a mother in this house, you have to respect your husband because you cannot make yourself pregnant, my friend. So you have to listen to this song diligently and embrace this song that somebody made you pregnant. Somebody worked so hard and made you a mother. Dedication to all mothers. Let me have the girls. Sanitary towels in Kisumu. Anytime I have money, whether I'm going to steal it or not, women, we are not going to sell our bodies for sanitary towels. If you have a son, asante kwa kukubali niwe wako, kwani mimi ni nani unikubali niwe Thank you. Please take away your microphone. You know I'm a witch. When you give me this thing, please.
So thank you very much, Madam Boss. We are moving to the next segment of the plenary, still moderated by Lillian Mule, on the subject of understanding the rough path of a girl child. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise guest. His Excellency, the Governor of Kisumu County, Professor William. That's not enough for the Governor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the Governor, for joining us.
That was for yes. That's us. That's us. What for
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to the next segment, understanding the rough path of a girl child, moderated by none other than Lillian Muli. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. Just to once again appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Kisumu County, Professor Peter Anyam-Nyong'o. Let's appreciate him. Thank you very much for being in our midst, sir. Before we proceed with our other very short discussion, I'd like to invite CEO LREB, Abalawaka, to come and invite His Excellency to give us a few words before we can proceed with today's program. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. First Ladies, Your Excellency the Governor, we have a very good time since morning. We have been entertained and we have had a brilliant discourse on girl child protection. So as you walk in, these are things you're aware of. We had the first panel which discussed a lot of policy issues and how the system has failed at a certain level to protect the girl child. The funding for the child protection from county government is the late region, and the voice of concern that the First Ladies ought to be pleading a case with the governors to give priority to funding of the children welfare and girl child protection. So I know you are busy, you have a busy schedule. We want to move to the next panel, but before that, Janet, allow me to indulge and invite the governor to give a brief remark, then we proceed with the panel. I thought he was going to be part of the panelists there, but let him give a brief remark because he has a busy schedule to attend to something. So can all of us, I know you've been rising up and down, welcome the governor to give a brief remark. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down. First Ladies from Lake Region Economic Bloc. I understand there's a met First Lady from Busia, First Lady from Kakamega, First Lady from Cynthia, First Lady from Kisii, First Lady from Pamela. Welcome to Kisumu. And of course, First Lady from Kisumu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Tishitire. Asante sana. I wish I had been warned before I came. I would have practiced Jerusalem and done my better here. The next time I will be prepared. I will beat you at those steps. Secondly, I really just came to say hello to you and to welcome you to Kisumu. I'm sure you'll be welcome. And to add that today's program
very important. Coming on the heels of what we've just been doing this past week, from Wednesday to Friday, in launching this hall as a Center for Arts, Culture, and Intellectual Discourse. And our theme was the power of a woman. Now, if you follow that with focusing on the girl child, I think that's very logical. Because the girl child that must be prepared to be a powerful woman in the world. And I have noticed during this last week, our children are extremely talented. I was telling my wife this morning that this young lady who sang a Zulu or a Foster song, as if she's South African. You cannot believe it. She's dressed like one. If you have seen that Jerusalem music from South Africa, and you see her, you wouldn't believe that she's Kenyan. But what is more important is her talent to sing like the Zulus or the Foster from South Africa. That shows you that if we give our girl child and our children proper environment, and their environment, I don't mean luxury, I mean facilities, home, environment where they are not inhibited from expressing themselves. It's amazing that even a 2 or 3-year-old kid can argue with you very competently if she is given confidence from the beginning. I've known examples of kids like those who really surprise you. So the intellectual power of a child must begin from the very beginning. The artistic creativity of a child must begin from the very beginning. The sense of self-assurance, that she is also somebody, that she should not be a pushover to anybody, must begin from the very beginning. The other day, we were having a panel discussion here, and Minnie Ogot recounted her story growing up. It was not easy. Is Winnie here? Is she?
Yeah.
Where's Winnie? Okay. Anyway, Winnie said that when she was growing up, the environment in which she grew up taught her to be tough. To make sure that she's not a pushover. She could defend her mother and her grandmother. And one day some people came, she was only about 9 or 10 or something. Some people came to try and strengthen her mother of their land. And she was capable of defending her mother and defending that title deed, even up to the police station. That's by asserting herself. I'm not saying that children should be aggressive. The children should know that they occupy an important place in the family, while at the same time not being disobedient and not being unnecessarily aggressive, but being able to stand against the aggressors. As you know, in Kenya today, especially in this COVID time, we've had extremely unfortunate circumstances where the defilement of children increased, even by their relatives. There was a case in Zambia which was very, very unfortunate, where a father was defiling his daughter. Now this is an anathema to any human being. But I think the way some people grow up, men in particular, the effect of drugs and alcohol and so on, their minds get warped. So we must prepare for such bad examples in society and protect our children. And I think the event today, the reason why I insisted must come before I leave, just to express my solidarity with you and to enjoy this humanity which you are here today, which makes the use of this hall exactly what we meant. We hope it will continue like this year in, year out, so that this environment can create Kenyans who, in their lifetime, will make a difference to humanity. Thank you very much.
Let's appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Kisumu County, Professor Anyango. A standing ovation for him, please, for hosting us in this county during LREB's first ever commemoration of the International Day of the Girl Child. Your Excellency, as you walk away, if you can hear me, you are invited to lunch before you leave. I know you're a busy man, but the lunch offer still stands. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to, you may be seated. Thank you so much to the Excellency, first the Governor of Kisumu County, and of course his First Lady for hosting this event in their county. We want now to continue with our other session before we break for lunch, and I'll be inviting my panelists this afternoon. These are going to be the personal stories of young girls such as yourselves who have been teenage mothers, young girls who have brought their pregnancies to term and had their babies. They'll be sharing their stories. How did they end up in that situation? And how did they come out of it? And what did they learn from it? So I think, young ladies, this is a very critical session for you. You need to listen up because these girls will share their stories, how they've shaped them, and you can learn a thing or two from that. So joining me here, and in no particular order, will be Cynthia Omolo. Cynthia, if you're here, kindly come up to the podium, to the stage. Joyce Ombewa. I'll also be joined by Beatrice Atieno. Ladies, are you with us? Are you in our midst? Kindly let's appreciate them as they join us here. That is Cynthia Omolo, Joyce Ombewa, Beatrice Atieno, Ashura Michael will also be joining us in this session. Ashura is a speaker at ELA. She lost her hearing at a tender age, but she has been able to rise to the levels, and look how beautiful she looks, stylish, beautiful, confident, and we're happy to have her here with us. And of course, the very talented, the very gorgeous, a lady I admire, a lady I respect, a lady who encourages me just by virtue of what she posts every day. The boss lady herself, Akothee, will be joining us on this session. Ladies, thank you for being with us. We're going to keep this session very powerful, straightforward, because we are pressed for time. However, this, I think, for me, is the most critical part of today's discussions, because it touches the hearts of the girl child in this country, the mothers of the girls in this country. I'll start with Cynthia. Cynthia, kindly share your story with us. You had a child, and you are still a teenager, I believe. Tell us at what age you fell pregnant, and of course just the story behind the pregnancy, who was responsible. Please speak very openly, we're all girls here, so speak to us like you're our friend. And some men as well, but they're also your friend. Okay, please someone check her mic.
Hi guys. Hi again. Okay, I'm Cynthia Omolo, under Girls Advocacy Alliance. I'm 19 years old. I got pregnant when I was 17 years old. I was still in high school. It was very bad. The parents were complaining. They lost hope in me. I also had low self-esteem due to that pregnancy, but because of the Plan International, they came up, they supported me. They told me that there's always a second chance. They offered to pay my school fee back at school. school, and I did my Form 4 examination last year and managed to score B minor. I'm now joining Moi University, where I'm going to pursue degree in education. I chose the course because it will help me to educate young girls to avoid teenage pregnancy. Yes, being a teenage mother, it has some challenges. First, the parents will discourage your friends to avoid you. You will be discriminated. Yes. They will tell their daughters that girl is bad. Avoid her. She will make you to have boyfriends. And boyfriends are bad. Okay? So, to my fellow girls, just avoid it. It is very bad. It is very shameful. But I want to thank the Plan International for giving me a second chance. There is always a second chance. And for those who are joining school next week, I just want to urge you to work very hard and work smart.
Thank you for sharing that, Cynthia. Before I move over to the next panelist, I'd like to ask you, at the time that you found out you were pregnant, who did you share the news of your pregnancy with? Did you tell anyone? Did you choose to keep quiet? Did you talk to anybody at all about it?
I chose to keep quiet until it was realized.
You kept quiet until it was realized. And in the whole setting, just because I think you said a lot, and maybe some people lost some of what you said, in the whole setting, how was news received about your pregnancy? From your mother, from your father, from the family? What did they say? How did they react?
They were very shameful. They lost hope in me because they had been paying my school fee. They just said that I just went to school to play with men. So after I was in a group called Girls Advocacy Alliance, this group advised my parents and they decided to change.
And the boy responsible, Cynthia left him Who was responsible? What happened to him? Do you keep in touch? Are you aware of what became of him? I think there's a point I'm heading at and I'm driving at. Where is the boy now?
He went to their own place. He was staying with the grandfather, the grandparents, and now he went to their own place. But I'm not interested in him again because he's not responsible of anything.
And you hear, ladies, you heard what Caroline said earlier. These boys, they will impregnate you, they will go back to school, they will go back to university, and they will get jobs, and you will be left taking care of your baby by your own. Thank you very much for sharing your story. One last question. Your baby, who is with the baby? Who takes care of the baby?
My parents.
Your parents. Thank you very much for sharing your story. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate her. And next we'll be speaking to, is it Beatrice? Yes, Beatrice, kindly share your story as well. I know it's tied to a similar experience to your friends right there, Beatrice. What happened in your situation?
Hi everyone. I'm Beatrice. I'm a teenage mom. I'm 21 years. I got pregnant when I was 17. And at first I didn't even know I was pregnant. So when I realized I was pregnant at 3 months, I told the dad of my child. That is the time I knew he was actually married. He told me as a wife, he doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm going to be a liability in his life. He can't raise a kid with another person who is not his wife. I remember I actually didn't tell my mom. I was so scared. I ran away from home, went to Nairobi, and I wanted to force him to stay with me, but he actually pushed me away. That is when I called my sister, Ivy. She's here. She really helped me, and she booked a bus for me from Nairobi to Mombasa. I stayed with her. Then when I was about 7 months pregnant, my sister told me I should be attending antenatal care. I didn't have an ID, so there was no way the Linda Mama could help me. So I had to come back home. It was a very hard decision. I was like, my mom is going to kill me, and I didn't want to figure it even out. So in the bus, I was just crying till I reached home. Kufika nyumbani, my mom really embraced me. I was so shocked. And she was like, why did you even leave in the first place? I really wanted you to tell me. Already nilikuwa nishajua, and mimi nikaona umetoka bila hata kuniambia. My mom is a single mom like Akothee. You have been a very big inspiration to me. And right now, I'm at the Kisumu National Polytechnic. I'm pursuing social work. I really want to help other girls back there. I'll start slowly by social work. I really wanted to be a lawyer, to fight for the rights of girls. Our men wanafaa kuwajibika. Hii issue ya kupea mtu mimba ndio unamwambia uko na wife, ndio unamwambia huwezi wajibika. It is very wrong, and we want them to stand up to their responsibilities. And if not for plan, I came back home when I was 7 months pregnant, almost giving birth. I remember nilienda kwa shusha yangu. I was so scared of going back home, so I went to my grandma. Juu hiyo ya aibu, watu watasema nini juu yako. In Dolo they say no rea inya, koro. I was like, hey, I can't go back there. Watu wataniongelelea vibaya. So I went to my grandma. Nilikuwa nachunga ng'ombe. Then a CHP called Lona Okiki, I'm so grateful, came to me and told me there's this group, to a plan. Could you please come, at least you attend it. The first meeting I attended was at Kisian. People are talking about their stories, and I realized I had a very small story. It is very small. People are talking about very, very painful things, how they were raped, how they were defiled, and I really said that my story is little, yes, but I can really change something in someone. That is when, after delivering, my mom has been a great support. I thank my mom, Regina Kinyosiro, wherever you are. She really supported me. She helped me. I went back to school, and now I'm a girl advocate. I'm advocating for the right of girls, and I'm really fighting for the teenage moms. We really have a second chance. Like in Luo culture, what tunaona msichana akishashika mimba ama ilungoni chorotielo. Akishavunja mguu moja, people see him like anafaa kuwa anaolewa, anafaa kuwa anatafuta mzee mwingine, some useless guy akae na yeye. No, we really have a second chance. I will do something better than what I am today. And I really thank Plan for working with teenage moms, because we are the only people who, what watakumbuka tu adolescent girl, what watakumbuka tu wasichana in college, but no one will ever remember these teenage moms back at home. I really thank Plan. And with that, I want to call upon Nancy. Nancy, please come and tell us that if in these days is this hard, what about Ile Kitambo? Nancy is my mentor. She was once a teenage mom, and she's now a manager at Plan. I want Nancy to inspire us. Nancy, kindly join us up here. Beatrice speaks very highly of you. She says you're my mentor, and how beautiful it is to see women supporting women, girls supporting girls. Nancy, say something to us very briefly as we proceed.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. I'm glad to be in this session with you and to inspire girls. And one thing I'm so much happy about is that I've been able to make a difference in the lives of the girl. Akothee asked that if you embarrass your parents at the age of 14, you carry up your hands. I think I embarrassed my parents earlier than that. I was a teenage mom at the age of 13 years, 8 months. I didn't know I was pregnant until I was 5 months. It's my mother who knew. My mother was equally a single mother, not single, but sick because she was a widow. But again, I thank God because I was able to get a chance to go back to school. At that particular time, I went back to school after 3 months because I've just done my class 8. Going back to school with a breast which is full of milk and people talking about you, and parents do not want you to play with their children because it's like, they think like being pregnant is pandemic. You'll be able to spread it with other children. Yes, it's very, but I thank God that I have girls that Currently, I'm the project manager for Girls Advocacy Alliance in Plan that oversees whom I sit in Nairobi office. And I thank God that I am here. And one thing I would encourage the girls that just try. It may not turn out to be like my story. And for now, what I say is we can never buy back our childhood, the childhood that we lost. Yes, we are here, we are thriving, but we've not been able to buy it back. We have a group of girls that we have been mentoring. They are here, and I'm glad that a number of them, we've been able to support them to go back to school, and they have stories, the change stories, like the one for Cynthia getting to the university, the one for Beatrice, and many more that are seated here. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for being a big sister, for being a mentor. Essentially, that is what we are celebrating today, mentorship, inspiration, walking through our journeys with you so that you may make better choices. And as I proceed now to our other panelists, very quickly, Beatrice, the option of abortion was never there for you, I gathered from what you've told us. You never attempted. Did you consider it? And what would you like to say to girls here who tell each other that perhaps that's the route that they should take when they find themselves in this unfortunate situation?
I actually never considered abortion. I was raised in a Christian family, and I believe that even that person in your stomach, that child in your stomach is a human being, and she deserves to live.
Thank you for sharing that.
And to the girls, please, abortion is not a choice. Afadhali ukuwe na mtoto unaona than ukuwe na uende alafu. The problem with us young people, we fear hospitals because of the way wataongea ama what watasema ama hospitali maybe kuna kitu imeandikwa mtu anaweza pata siku moja. No, just if you want to, don't ever consider abortion, but if please do it safely. If you consider it, do it safely. We have lost, like people have been talking about teenage pregnancies, young girls getting pregnant, but we have not been talking about the numbers of abortion back there.
And we will be getting into another session towards the end of this event where we'll be talking about reproductive health, questions around legalizing abortion. There has been controversy over that in circumstances where there are underage pregnancies, in circumstances where there are cases of child defilement, incest, but that is a story for another session. I now want to invite to the podium, before I invite Akothee to speak to us, Honorable Pamela Odhiambo. Like Beatrice has told us here, not everybody's story ends up as well as their stories have. They're both in institutions of higher learning. Honorable Pamela Odhiambo, who was a teen mother, is now an MCA in Manyata B, and she will be sharing her story with us. Let's appreciate Mheshimiwa for being with us here today. And now to the lady you follow, the lady you have all been waiting for this afternoon. Akothee has wisdom. She's been blessed with wisdom, and she's been blessed with the ability to speak her mind and to speak from her heart. And she's a lady I love listening to because there's that feeling I get every time she speaks or every time she says something. It resonates with a lot of women. It resonates with a lot of women who are not shy to speak their truth and to admit that they have lived and they have suffered and that they have encountered challenges. Akothee, please speak to the young girls in this audience today, being the International Day of the Girl Child, and you being, of course, a very much celebrated personality in this country and beyond. Kindly speak to the girls of this nation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can I ask you permission? I don't know how to talk and sit because I have too much in it. By all means, please. Thank you. I like standing up so that all of you can see my long legs. That is one of my beauty. For my face, Atabaka and Ashura, don't ask me. Well, I'm privileged to be here and in the presence of His Excellency CEO, my boss, Abalawanga. Thank you very much for the invitation. and the house at large, my friend, my sweetheart. You're the only person who makes me watch TV. I love your English. I wish I can speak like you. Unfortunately, because of sex, I ran away from school at the age of 14. I should have been patient a bit. It's not running away. So, I want you to hold your heart. Please, all the girls, all the women, all the ladies, hold your hearts for me like this. When I say it is hard, you answer, yes, I can. All right? It is hard.
Yes, I can.
It is me.
Yes, I can.
I can run because I can run because
Yes, I can.
I believe because
Yes, I can.
So let me take 1 minute and introduce myself officially, because most people do not know me. I'm sorry, I can't say a joke 2 times, you won't laugh. I've shared my past history for the past 8 years on social media and everywhere. I don't think I want to talk about it today, but I want to turn the table the other side round. I want to show you my achievements from a teenage pregnancy mother to a multi-millionaire. I'm proud. Can I hear some applause for that? I'm not going to talk about my sympathy today. I will not be empowering you by that. I'm not going to tell you, I already told you I am a single mother. I don't have a husband. Finish. Don't disturb me. I gave birth at the age of 14. I was already having sex at the age of 14 instead of concentrating in school. See what embarrassment I brought to my parents. So, in front of you is my name for kitambulisho is Esther Akothee. Kama unataka kutumia M-Pesa. I am a mother of 5, 3 girls, Africans, and 2 boys, whites, and I failed terribly, both internationally and locally. If you want to ask me for advice in terms of relationship, sorry, I might advise you based on jealousy, because you have a husband I don't have. So don't come to me asking me for relationship. Mine failed. How can I even advise you? Life is very hard, and nobody promised that's gonna be easy. But we have to live, isn't it? I'm the CEO and the founder of Akothee Safaris, the CEO and the founder of Akothee Properties. We deal with buying, developing, even right now I'm building a hotel by the name? By the name? Yeah? No, the Jumba Suites and Spa. I'm the CEO and the founder of Akothee Foundation, giving back to the society. And that is why I will knock each and every door with this name I was given to make sure that each and every school gets free sanitary towels. CEO Panelist. I think it's high time the government makes sanitary towels a free thing. Kama ile maziwa ya Nyayo, I miss more. All police. We want His Excellency, first ladies in the house. I forgot to introduce you or to appreciate you. Sorry for my primitivity, I'm sorry. Please, when you go back home, let us campaign and make sure that sanitary towels and panties are free of charge in school. This can be done. There's enough money in Kenya. I'm the president of all single mothers, including you. Why did I own this title? Because I have no any other option but to accept myself. You cannot beat me. It did not work. It did not work. You had the young girl saying she wanted to force the guy to stay with. I forced Baba Ojuan. I still love this guy. I don't know what to do. But he has no time for me. We ended up having a child. I forced myself on him. I went all the way to Switzerland. Oh, me, I took a plane, my friend. He refused to invite me to Switzerland. Another Dutch guy invited me. And I appeared in his house. I told him this child belonged to us and I must stay here. You know what the guy told me? He was 50 years old. He kept on humiliating me. He kept on reminding me that I have many children. This guy is the most idiot I know in my life. Your child is number 4. Well, number 1. And you are busy telling me I have too many children. Were you not seeing those children before you came on top? These are words he was using to humiliate me, to tell me, bitch, I have no time for you. The love, infatuation is gone. So consult myself. If they are thrown out of school, it is me they are waiting for. I don't have anybody. I don't have, not my mother, I don't have anybody. It is me. So I will own that title. Even if I am announced today that I'm getting married tomorrow, I am still the president of single mothers. What will you do about that, boss? Still introduction, eh? The multi-award-winning artist, both local and international, and currently holding the title, the best female artist East Africa. I've won this award twice. Let me tell you a story. Talent is only 10%. 90% hard work, my friend. The first time I went to the embassy, American embassy, I wanted to go to the US because I was feeling like I've gone to Europe, I've gone everywhere, so I want to go to the US. So I collected my documents, looking like an encyclopedia. I walk into an American embassy with my names painted like those of, they call, this one SDS called prostitutes. If I say an SDS see me like this, I am the biggest prostitute they've never seen in their lives. I went there, I think I painted blue and white, and because I'm a joker, I didn't know that you don't joke anyhow at the embassy. So I walked in, my fans were there, I was already kidogo akaselea. One of my fans, kama wawili watatu hivi. So I went onto the desk, presented my documents, and because my bank statements were heavy, with all my title deeds, I thought it was automatic that this guy gonna give me a visa. So, walked in there, he asked me, what do you want to go to do in America? I said, because I only see America on TV, I want to go for holiday. So, you know, I hate Kiburi because I already have white children, I have a Swiss passport, I have a French passport, so you cannot deny me going to America. Oh, I was wrong. The guy looked at me and asked me, where exactly do you want to go to in America? The things I was told, I was told to narrate. That's why I don't copy people. I was told to narrate these things. This guy gave me wrong answers to correct questions. This studio, I was told, I arrived there, I forgot. So he asked me, I even did not take care of, the pride I had behind my back that my bank statement is heavy, I have title deeds, I have Swiss passport and French passport. You know what I'm talking about? So I didn't take my time to do research or even ask those who have been there before. I just walked there with my Luo kind of ego. Then he asked me, and when you arrive in America, which mode of transport will you use? And because in Europe there is train, there is taxi, and there is flight. I said, if I have to move from my hotel to the next point, I will use a taxi. But if I want to go to the next state, because the guy had given me, I don't know how many states, it was a 12-day holiday. I was supposed to stay somewhere 2 days, maybe California 2 days, and then LA 2 days. My friend, those are different continents, or towns, or city, I don't know. So this guy was looking at me like, does this guy know what he's talking about? So I said, if it's a place I can access by a train, I don't know, those who have been to America, trains are not so, it's not, if you want to go to California by a train, I don't know, the guy looked at me and I realized this is an idiot. She does not know, he didn't even care about my bank statement, my whatever, no. He just gave me the green paper, the red one. When you go to the desk, the red and the green. So I just saw his hands, and then he picked the red one to tell you, get out of here. So because people were behind me, I was like, now how do I collect myself? These are my fans. Some of them already got the visa. So I collected my rubbish, put inside and then I walked out. I was feeling like my legs were not even able to walk. I hated American embassy then. I tried the second time. Now this time, I found someone on the desk who doesn't like jokes. And he asked me, Madam, why is it that you have one child is Swiss and one is French, and these Africans? I told him in my mother tongue, it says, that kotami titemo kamachielo. I've tried so many relationships, it did not work. Again, another mistake. I went there with my painted nails again. So this guy looked at me and said, this one must be collecting passports from one country to the other. You are not going anywhere. So he just said, I don't see why I should give you a visa to go to the US. I became angry. I said, I don't want to live in the US. I even have a house in Switzerland. Why do you think about? He said, Madam, it's not a matter of argument, but I don't really see why you need to go to the US. The way they talk with their nose. He gave me this red card again. I left. I said, me in America, zero. In fact, I used to see people going to America. I said, my photographer, whose bank statement, I don't know how it looks, went to American embassy first time, and he got a visa for 5 years. And I'm the one who did a passport for him. What are you learning from this? Pride comes before a fall. Answer the question exactly how it has been asked. Not everybody takes your jokes. Some people might think you are foolish. Talent, 90% hard work, 10% talent. It is only this my poem voice. You call it, they call me what these people who don't accept that I'm talented. Kisiari. They said Akothee is not singing. Akothee is making noise. But the song has taken me to the US. I've come back with so many awards. You are telling that story to yourself. For me, I know I'm sick. And my song is sweet to my ears. It is doing something for me in my ears. It has taken me all over the world. So I'm a multi-award-winning, talented artist. I don't know how much time I have. I'm still introducing myself. I'm sorry. The reason as to why I'm doing this is, if you don't learn anything from my introduction, I don't think I'm going to talk more, because this is more than enough to tell you what focusing on yourself and being disciplined about what you do, being passionate about your life, where this thing can take you to. I cannot start telling you how Babesha damned me, you already know. I cannot tell you how Baboyo will fought with, you already know. I want to tell you how I turned the table the other way around to fit my life right now. I'm the comedian, I love jokes. Please don't take my things on social media serious. By the time I'm normally commenting, maybe I'm just sipping a glass of wine. Oh, I don't know you. How are you catching feelings? You are the one who knows me. I don't know you, I'm just making jokes. Maybe I was frustrated in my own corner. I just decided to wake up and pour out my mind, then you start catching feelings for nothing. You're killing yourself. I could be typing next to my pool. Where ukupanda juu ya Okada. Thank you, CEO. I am one of the eminent member of Lake Region Economic Bloc, chairperson to the Armed Communication and Advocacy. And I'm still introducing the original Madam Boss. Kate need to call police. Why am I always saying this? This call police, I want to tell you the meaning of call police, Lydia, today. Call police means I am living my life the way I understand it most. I can't be you. Truly. I don't know you. We just met in this hustle. I don't know your origin. I don't know your destination. I don't know your final destination, because I don't know your pain. I don't know where you're coming from. So I cannot start judging you. For those who are judging people in this house, for me, you can't judge me because you can just talk. I don't care what you think about me, because you're already thinking anyway. Why is it disturbing me? Until they will talk about it, they are talking.
Yeah, you can't stop.
Until what will people say? They are saying.
Yes.
Do you know what they are saying? And then you close yourself in your house. Until you are creating some crowd in your head, that what will people say? Which are these people you are addressing? These people are you. For me, before I left my house, I went to the mirror and I chose this clothes from my wardrobe. And I felt, when I put it like this, the men will be looking at the legs. Because the face, sorry for another day. And I decided to come with a short hair because I want to talk to the girls. I can't keep up with this beautiful girl here. For me, this weave, I cannot. I even forget and pull it out. I cannot compete with her. She is in her lane, I am in my lane. There are things that motivate me that doesn't motivate her. The way I have dated a billionaire. He did not confuse me. I am still living here. You cannot take me here and go assimilate me in Europe. For those who are dying to go to Europe, my friend, Akothee is living in Africa. Here. Don't start, if you cannot make it here in Africa, forget making it in Asia, don't Chinese. The wealth is where? I get so mad when I'm driving around and I'm seeing bare land from here. That America, that Europe you want to go to, there is no bare land. Like here. There is no, some women are here in this house, that if you go to their house now, as we're talking now, there's no lunch. As we're talking, there's no land. They have children. Their children are scratching themselves next to people's houses like this. But they have expensive goods, they have makeup, they're always top notch. The only thing they know is to how to make up, go on social media, scroll and start insulting Lillian Mooney and Akothee checking. Where is Daddy today? Where's Daddy? Now social media came, social media. You didn't work at you got social media. Can you also post for us your success? Yes. We don't post our struggle. You don't know what I went through yesterday before I arrived. I arrived in my house, midnight. Why didn't I post? I was struggling to get to my destination. I was frustrated. I will never, let me tell you a secret. We celebrities, we don't post for you our frustrations. Because we already know if we do, you will use our frustration against us. We are not telling you wrong. The only thing we are doing, we make you feel so bad about life. Because if we also post our frustration for you, we are not motivating you. Are we? If you know what Akothee is going through, me, I have a baby daddy's WhatsApp group. Me, the choker. I have Baboyo, in one WhatsApp group. Because I had no any other option but to put these people together. The only thing I can't do is I cannot give them my goodies because I don't revise old papers. We actually stay in the same hotel because I want my children to see their father and I also want to see my father. So Papoyo will be buying me wine and Papoyo will be buying me red wine. Don't try this at home. Don't try this. It is working for me because that is how I lay my tiles. And if you lay your tiles very well, you walk on them until you die. And when you spread your bed, where do you think I want to take Jared? Can I refuse Pakina not to talk to their father? I will be hurting myself. The single mothers who are here in the house, I know you. Women, you are the worst enemies of yourself. Yeah? You single mothers, who you put work only? I want to talk. The fact that he's responsible and doesn't want to be part and parcel of your life has given you enough time to search for another Dennis to call you sweetie as his child is calling him daddy. Finish. A child has only one biological father and one biological mother, and nothing can ever change this. You cannot win that war. I'm telling you from experience. It only happened to me in 2017. If suicide was a pass, I would have done it in 2017. This idiot, I love that name, decided to do my life like this. Most baby daddies and baby mamas who create scenes and drama are the ones who has never moved on. When you are moved on like Akothee like this, me I even seduce women for my exes. Hey, there's a guy who wants you. Here is the number. Because that is my old toy. What am I doing with an old toy? Hey. Are we together? Yes. I'm talking this passionately to let you know that it is okay. You never made a mistake by getting pregnant. You definitely knew why you were going in that room with that guy. When you were going to pull ice cream, you made me pregnant. Who made you pregnant? You made yourself pregnant, man. You enjoyed it. Who was in the center? Both of you. We are not, both of you participated. So if one side pulled out, you have to stand strong as a mother. Take care of your child and take care of your responsibility. Your life and the life of your child. Your responsibility is solely yours. Your life is in your hands. And everybody who comes to your life is either a teacher. Yes. Everyone who comes into your life is a teacher. They can choose to teach you lessons based on the pain they bring to you or the love they bring to you. Why am I saying this? We get hurt each and every time. When we decide to become Lydia's friends today, then I know her secrets. Then I go and pour it out there. I've taught her a lesson. Through pain, and I've taught her a lesson one way or the other. So I know there's no more time. Just want to share something very, very short with you. Before the Yamana need this microphone. How many minutes? 2. 2 hapo? Yeah? Okay, I finished my introduction. So can you now introduce yourself for 2 minutes? Can I get someone to come and introduce themselves? Tulito. I love this woman. And since I met her, my heart connected with her. She's jovial, sweet, strong, Janeko. Be introduced yourself. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. She's caused a lot of confusion. Watoto hoi. My name is Tuli Tulitu. I'm a girl child champion. I arrest defiance. But the process of prosecution always ends. Did you hear that? We are arresting these defilers. Girls, I said before, I'm not going to tell you my story. It's wide. I'm sorry. So I want to share with you something. Yes, thank you very much. Something here. I did it this morning, and I have a few papers here. I'll share with a few girls here. Focus on yourself. The focus now has to move from the sympathy. The sympathy corner where women go and sin and then they hold their sinatabu. I got pregnant, he dumped me. Let me ask you. Oh yeah, things have stuck on the back of everything. Don't mind. When you sit down there, talking about your problems, from morning to evening, if I sat down in Rongo, I start talking about my problems from morning to evening, I would have missed this beautiful session. And that's why I say you cannot tell a joke twice. People will not laugh. You have to find a new joke each and every day. So how can you live a strong life? You only live a strong life by developing a strong mind. How does a strong mind come? This is my past. This is my present. Okay, well, I got raped. I also got raped. I got raped at the age of 13. When I could not listen to my mother, how many are not Luos? I love Luos, please. How many are not Luos? How many? Okay, then I have to take this way. Yes. So I got raped at the age of 13. I left home. You see all these marks you see here? I was always jumping on top of the fence, going to dance. My mother would look for me. She would not find me. In the morning, I'll come back home tired. I could not. Everything was just frustrating. So one day I left home, and there's a guy called Otipa in my village. Mawuda Kong. Otipa, you left me. Rest in peace. So I came from home. I was a virgin, and then there's a pathway like this. One going to Congo, another one going to Kasila, another one going to the church. Then I was going to take my other friends. We used to go in Tumakwen as a group, and then this man would come from the other side of the locker. Then he came with his brown coat. I can still remember him very well. With a quadro, around about 8 o'clock. So I left my home, going to visit my sister called Joyce, so that we can collect ourselves like that. Kasila, then Kaboge, like that. So we collect a group of ladies. Then Otipa really had a crush on me. Now he found me because I was a daughter of a rich man. You cannot just seduce us like that. And I was difficult to seduce because I'm gay. So approaching me is a bit difficult. Otipa just came and said, "Apart now, what do you do?" Oh. Then he moved closer to me. Before I knew it, we were inside the sugar cane. I tell you, that thing broke my sexual urge. I gave back to all my children without knowing that sex should be enjoyed. Anytime I saw a man in a trouser, I think of Otipa. Salt is. How can you differentiate between salt and sugar? You have to taste, isn't it? So don't sit in a corner and say you are sad. Sad is too general. What is it that makes you sad? Identify your problem. No, identify your problem, not progress. It is your problems that you are not addressing that are making you sad. You are not sad. Sad is too general. Be happy. If you are happy, you are lucky. You are lucky.
And Madam Boss Lady,
I'm done.
I'm told we are pressed for time.
Okay, the last one.
Yes.
Jealousy and hate. I am done. Jealousy and hate. Haters are suffering more than you because they have too much hate that they want to share with others. You cannot share what you don't. You cannot share what you don't. If you have love, you share. If you have hate, you share. God bless you all, and thank you for being here today.
Very big round of applause for Madam Boss Lady, your big sister, your friend. She has lived and she has spoken her truth, and indeed, very insightful message from her there. When you speak your truth, it is powerful, and we thank you for that, Akothee. We're going to be ending very, very shortly, after which I'll be inviting the county first ladies here, because we will be winding up in not very long. We still have to discuss a couple of issues, but before that, our panelists here in studio, rather, I'm so used to being in studio, so I'm imagining I'm in studio. And by the way, we are live on NTV. This event is being streamed live on NTV, and therefore we encourage all our viewers to stay with us as we continue to deliberate on issues around supporting the girl child, this being the International Day of the Girl Child. We have been speaking to young mothers this afternoon on their respective stories, on their journeys, on how they became teenage mothers, how they overcame that, and the lessons learned. Very briefly, we want to hear from Joyce Ombewa. Joyce is the lady in blue on my extreme right. And Joyce, we've had from our other panelists sharing about success stories, even after going through the pain of being teenage moms, they overcame. Was it a similar experience for you? What is your story, and what have you learned from what you've been through?
Hi guys. Excuse me, just allow me to stand.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Hi. Hello guys. Are you happy today? How many are happy? I wish you could even scream if you see a young lady standing in front of you, and this is your day. Are you happy? Yes. My name is Joyce Ombewa. I come from 7. And right now I'm 21 years old. I was once a teen mom, and under Plan International in a project called Girls Advocacy Alliance Project. I just want to give you my journey, a little bit of my journey. Okay, I got pregnant while I was 14 years old. I was in Form 1. And it was very challenging to me because my parents chased me away. I'm going to tell you that I got pregnant not because I was willing. It was just because of lack of parental care and poverty at home. My daddy didn't even cater for my needs. They don't even look at what I'm going through. So I just had to look for a boyfriend, and the boyfriend could help me get my needs, like sanitary pads by those times. I wish this time government is giving us pads for free.
Joyce, was your boyfriend an older guy? Was he your age mate?
Yes, while I was in Form 1, the boyfriend was in Form 3. Yes, so I involved myself in the first steps, and that day I got pregnant. It was really challenging. Okay, I gave birth to the child. From the first I got pregnant, I didn't realize because I was very young. So my daddy took me to the nearby health facility because I was vomiting. I didn't know what was going on. So when I went to the hospital, yes, it tested positive. The thing was, my daddy told me after coming back at home, just pack your things and go to this person who impregnated you. And you know what? The guy was in Form 3. I could not go to that guy. So you know what I did? I just walked along the road. I was just begging, requesting for maid in some people's house. Yes, I got one, but I luckily got employed in someone's house, but that woman divorced with the husband. After separating, this woman told me that because I've employed you, I can't go with you to my home. Just stay here with my husband if you want to work for him. Okay, I stayed here and I was pregnant, I was young. After staying here, this guy tried to defile me in this house. He told me that because you are here and you are brought to work, I just want to sleep with you now. And by that time, I didn't know where to go. My daddy didn't want to see me at home. So it was really challenging. Yes, I gave in, and this person slept with me, and I was pregnant. 8 months pregnant. I slept with this person. It was really hard for me. Then I asked this person to give me the money I've worked for. I want to go home now. Even if it was hard, I was just going home now. Even if my daddy was going to chase me again with my mom there, I was just going. So I went to my grandmom's house, home, and stayed there for 1 month, and I delivered. After delivering, I came back to my maternal home. Here, it was very challenging. I was the only person to provide the needs in the house. My mom was really sickly. Remember, I'm in a polygamous family. My daddy staying with a little mom in town, and my mommy stays in home. My daddy doesn't care about my mom. So I stayed there. I was there to look for small job, buy for my siblings things. I do everything. So it was really hard for me. So I decided to find a man, find a suitor.
To find a
sponsor. I just wanted to get married now. I went and visited the suitor twice to get acquainted to him. Nilikuwa nataka nimzoee. Ili nikienda, naenda tu na mtoto sasa nikae tu hapo sasa. So, luckily, the next day, I was taking my child to the health facility. So to the health facility, I met the Plan International staffs. They were educating young women on sexual and adolescent and health reproductive system, all those. So I joined.
Health, yes.
I joined that session. After joining the session, I had one-on-one talk with one of the plant staffs. After talking to them, Nancy Akothee is there. Nancy is a real mentor. She is a good woman. You can even clap for her because she has really helped us a lot. Nancy Akothee. Just wait for them. They know you. You stand here, but just wait for them. Thank you very much. So from there, Nancy Akothee came home. Some of the plant staff, they came home, talked to my mom, talked to the mom, and they even asked my mom if they can. My mom can take care of my kid when I'm going back to school. Yes, my mom accepted, and straight away they took me to Form 1. My girls, I went to Form 1. I started the school afresh. I was a young mom in Form 1. And you know what? If you go back to school, you are sitting with these other girls who have not even given birth. Frustrations in the school. I was almost dropping out of school again because the names the teachers were calling me. You are even, if the teacher asks questions in class, you lift up your hand. The teacher tells you that, please keep quiet, just give the mother the chance to answer the question. That is the thing. But I didn't drop out of school. I just continued because I knew what I was going to do there. If I could have continued, put my mind in the words that teacher was saying, I could have dropped by now. But I didn't want to drop out of school. I went, I did my Form 4, and right now I've joined college. I'm almost finalizing my education. I'm doing education in early childhood development. I'm finalizing my education this month, and I invite you to my graduation. And I'm not going to forget about this. I'm a trainee teacher in Golden Allies Academy, if you know Golden Allies. That's a big school. Even if you go there, you can even be afraid of getting into the gate. I got the chance, even by the time we were going for TP, people were even afraid of getting in that gate. Like me, I'm a big advocate. I just took my papers I talked to that madam. That madam asked me about what do I know in CBC. Then I replied, I was given a chance in that school. I was given a chance in that school, and I was very happy that I am teaching the kids whom I didn't know that I was going to teach. I'm very happy that I'm a teacher by profession right now. Last time I was a school dropout. So to my fellow girls, don't let your past hinder you from meeting your dream. Ningekuwa mtu mwenye ananinia haraka. Si drop you out of school. Kama uko na mimba, weza tu mtoto wako utarudi shule. Si siku hizi nini? Government imetoa tu mtu anaenda tu shule mpaka afike kama amechoka ndio akae nyumbani. After kuzaa anafanya nini? Anarudi tu shule. Frustrations ziko hapo.
Thank you, Joyce.
Joyce, thank you very much, but allow me to mention
very
this
briefly, please.
Yes, I'm going to be brief. Okay, from there, after realizing that I was going through pains, in Seme, I started a group of girls. They are there. Please just stand and wait for them. Girls advocates. They are not there. Yes, girls advocates. I found that group for the girls. We meet there, then we discuss our issues for the girls. And apart from that, I've got opportunities to go to different parts of the countries in Africa. I've gone to Ghana just because of my advocacy. I've gone to Niger just because of my advocacy. We've been traveling with Nancy Okoth. Nancy Okoth is my mentor and is my mother, and ensures that I'm always safe whenever I'm going. So please, whatever things you are doing, just do it with perfect.
Thank you, Joyce. We admire your passion and we are proud. You can go with the mic. We are proud of Joyce. Joyce has a very powerful story. It's a story of resilience, of courage, and she's very passionate. She's a teacher today. But like we're insisting, these girls are sharing their stories and their journeys, not so that you can go through their pain and their struggles, but so that you can learn, from their experiences and perhaps make better choices. Stay in school. Don't be a child with a child. Let us concentrate on our education. Let us finish our education, and let us have babies when we should be having babies. I'm going to be winding up very shortly because we need to invite the first ladies of the counties in this block to join us for a closing session as we near the end of today's program. And before I do that, I'll be getting the parting remarks just in summary. Before I come to Ashura, from you, Mheshimiwa, Honorable Pamela Odhiambo. A lot of girls perhaps might be looking at the ladies here and looking at their success stories and thinking that it's been easy, thinking that if Madame Boss overcame, I will overcome, I will become a celebrity, thinking if Cynthia overcame, if Beatrice overcame, if Joyce overcame, all of them are doing well in their respective rights, that perhaps it's not such a difficult thing to go through after all. In your words of wisdom, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you, Muli. My name is Pamela Odhiambo, MCA Manyatabi Ward. The experience that they are sharing today, I'm one of the idiots who got pregnant when I was very young. I did it when I was in primary. I repeated the same when I was in Form 3, when I went to Nia Girls High School. Hello? Yes. Girls? Do you know what I went through? In primary school, people used to call me Mama Stacy. I was very young, but you know I was very naughty. Akothee, you should have talked after we've talked, because you said everything. And you've mentored our girls. I always mentor our girls in the village. And what I can tell our girls that are seated there, don't think that you will give birth at a younger age and then you will succeed the way we have succeeded. We have succeeded because we are strong. We have succeeded because we had to change our thinking. We should not. My mom used to tell me that don't play with boys. She never told me not to have sex with them. I think we should be told not to have sex with boys, don't we? We are supposed to be told why we should not have sex when we are still young. Not that don't just play with boys. We will play with boys, but if you don't tell us not to have sex with them, we will have. Because sex is sweet. But I want to tell you something. Let me tell you something. I started when I was very young. I'm now in my 40s. I'm supposed to enjoy sex. But I have already gotten tired, even before I started enjoying sex. Girls, are you here? After you've gotten married, you will have sex every day with your successful husband. Because you are going to be successful after doing your education. You have to, after Form 4, you go and you go to college, Cynthia, and then you graduate. You become successful so that you have a husband who is also successful. Our first ladies here are successful because their husbands are governors. That's why they are called first ladies. Who wants to become a first lady? Who wants to become a teacher? Who wants to become a politician? I changed my life because of Plan International. Nancy, Karen, and Juan used to come to the markets and pick some ladies to go and learn on how to become good leaders. I managed to walk from Embu. We managed to visit Gilu's place, and we went on the grassroots to ask why these women leaders are getting elected. I had not joined politics. I was still at the market. So after that, I got a space in Kisumu East CDF. There, I tried my best to make sure that Honorable Shakir Shabir is elected again so that I can go back and sit in that board. I was sitting in Kisumu East District Education Board. But you know, I dropped in Form 3. So I started thinking, I started recollecting myself, and I said I have to go back to school. I was nominated by then. I was nominated in 2013. Thanks to Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for bringing devolution in this country. In 2015, I went and did my KCSE as a private candidate. I went to Kaloleni Adult School. From Nia Girls High School to Kaloleni Adult School. Shame on me. Yes. Uwinyamabe. Dongene an idiot. Yes, even today I still accept to be called an idiot because I was one. I went, did my KCSE. After that, I joined KCA University, and I now have a diploma in county governance and management. Hello? What I went through was not very good because my children were also in college. I was also in school, and I had to provide for their school fees. I also had to provide for my school fees because I had the opportunity, because I was having something that I was doing. By the time you will want to go back to school, will you be having the opportunity to get money to take yourself back to school? Or you will get the opportunity to take your children back to school? I'm out here today, Muli, to tell our girls not to have sex when they are still young. The reason being, when you have sex at the age of 15, the person you are having sex with will be arrested. Because now they call it rape. They will not just call it sex, they will call it rape, and that is defilement. So you will be putting the life of that young boy in danger. Tunasikilizana. Do you want somebody's son to be arrested? You will not like it, si ndio? Sasa usikue unalala na vijana wanashikwa, wanapelekwa jail. Wewe unabaki ukisoma, you will be successful. Huyu ataenda kukaa nyumbani akishatoka jail after 15 years.
Thank you.
I think I'll just wind up.
Yes.
What I will tell girls is that let us respect our parents. I never did that because I was very cheeky. Nowadays I've just grown fat, but I used to be small. And I was known to be cheeky by everybody. In school, I used to have this every day because I never liked talking in English. So whenever I get the disc, I will only return it on Friday. So I used to be caned every day in class because I will not pass it to anybody. I'll just have it so that I can just enjoy myself speaking in mother tongue. And you see, that has also given me a problem. Yes, it has given me a problem because I really want to speak fluent English. I just speak simple English to make sure that people understand what I say.
Right.
So, girls, be careful, respect your children, and to the CEO LREB, this hall did the damage to me. We used to dance Omega here. Every Friday when there was testing, we could hear that sound as far as Magadi Primary School. It is not here near us. It is very far. But when testing was being done, we could hear that sound from there. And then in the night, we could just prepare ourselves. We used to dance here, and we were very young. So let this hall bring our children up. It should not bring them down.
And I love that.
Thank you.
Good participation. And indeed, Buana CEO is setting the precedent by holding the first ever Lake Regional Economic Bloc session here in celebration of the Girl Child and the International Day of the Girl. We're closing very shortly because I know you have been very patient. Your lunch will be served very shortly, but we must engage our First Ladies. As I informed you earlier, we are live on NTV and therefore would like our First Ladies to speak to us and for the nation to hear from them what their thoughts are as regards the strides counties are making budget-wise towards supporting the cause of the girl child. But before that, we must appreciate in our midst Ashura. Ashura is here with us today. She has a hearing impairment and therefore she will not be speaking, but through the help of a sign language interpreter, somebody will be translating to us what Ashura will be saying. Therefore, I'll be needing some guidance from someone who will be helping us with what Ashura will be saying as I pose my last question to her. Ashura is the East African Legislative Assembly Speaker, and she has done remarkably well. Ashura was not born deaf. She lost her hearing at a very tender age, at the age of 4. She has, however, excelled extremely well in different areas of her life. She has a diploma in law. She has a certificate in civil leadership from the University of Illinois. She has a certificate in political leadership and governance program by Friedrich Ebert Stefan, and she also holds a Bachelor of Arts in Gender and Development from the University of Nairobi. I understand to appreciate Ashura, you need to do this. Yes, that is an applause in honor of Ashura here, who is here with us. Ashura, my question to you is this. Among the main categories of disability, the deaf are the most excluded and misunderstood. And earlier, I had spoken to Caroline here, who has also championed the causes of persons living with disability. And I asked her, for a child or a girl who is deaf and who is not able to express themselves, what has been done when this girl is defiled, when this girl undergoes a crime, a gender-based violence crime? How does she express herself? Do we have sign language interpreters? Do we have people that are actually thinking about the challenges that persons with hearing impairments are facing in this week of COVID-19, gender-based violence, cases of crime going up, especially physical crime against the girl child? Ashura, what are your thoughts on this? And for you, in terms of policy, what would you like done to ensure that the rights of people that are hearing impaired, the girl child that is hearing impaired, are heard, and that there is actually policy to support what the girl with a hearing impairment needs done currently?
Thank you very much, Lilian Muli, and everyone who are here. I know people are tired, but first I want to thank LREB for welcoming me to come here. I'm very happy, and I've learned a lot of things from the stories of these people who are sitting on the panel today. As a normal human being, as a deaf girl, it is not possible to talk or sometimes even to read. So when I was in class 8, my parents left me. That is when I became a deaf. So I've been raped twice in my life. Through myself, in the year 2016 to 2017, 2006 to 2017, I was raped in my village. But that was after class 8. I wondered, and I said, there is no way I will do that again. My parents died a long time ago, and I lived with my uncle. So most of the times I would go to live with my deaf friends, not because I hated my family, but because I needed someone to talk to. So you asked a very good question. What the reason why I joined law school, do you know why? Because of my experience. I reporting many cases of deaf children who have been raped. Many times we get the last option. Imagine me and Akothee. Akothee can hear. She can pick up a case and go to court. But now, a deaf person, when you go to court, they see you and they feel that you don't have value. You people who can hear, you can hear and you have your eyes, you can see. Do I walk with my ears? I'm just a normal person like you. I enjoy sex like you do. I enjoy living like you do. But the question is, why do you leave me behind? So when we talk about the economy, we cannot achieve an equivalent economy if one person is left behind. Out of the 3 guys, one is raped and is suffering GBV in silence. What wrong has the child done? What you and me what you have a difference between me and you is that me, I can't speak and I can't hear, but you can speak. But one day, we will not worry about the silence. You are my friend. Ask yourself, have you ever took your time to stand to protect a deaf child? All of you will answer me no. You have never stood up for a deaf child. Why? You go to school to learn French, learn Luo, but you don't have any time to learn sign language. Why? That is a challenge. I became the 4th person during my year in Form 4 in the whole country. Gender-based violence, rape, sexual abuse. My experience 4 times. Why can't you stand for me? I'm not a member of the society just like you are. I'm a voter. I pay tax like you do. But you leave me behind. Not only me, but there are many deaf children. Some of you have daughters who are deaf. We are suffering in silence. But through school, and I went to school, I went to a law school in the university, and I graduated. Why not you? Why not the other person? Ask yourselves. Now is the time to wake up. Pick your books and focus on your education. What did Akothee say? Stop feeling sorry. Stop looking for sympathy. Stop looking for sympathy. Stop looking for excuses. Oh, me, I'm a girl. Oh, my parents are poor. But the government is giving you opportunities to go to school. You have a voice. Speak out with that voice. Ask for equal opportunities. Opportunities cannot come to you. You must go and pick them for yourself. You girls, you girl child, you girls. If you look at me, can you know that I'm a deaf person? You can't know. You can't know. My hands, when I start signing, that is when you will tell that I'm a deaf. You girls, stop playing with your lives. You can hear, but me, I can't hear. When you walk, you can know what is happening around you. But me, I get the information last minute. How can I go through GBV? How can I go through REB? I get the information very late because I can't hear. To all the first ladies, I challenge you, from now moving forward, go back to your counties. Speak for the disabled children. Speak for the disabled girls. Speak on behalf for the deaf girls who cannot speak for themselves. I challenge you, go back and learn sign language. That is a greeting. Hello, I love you. It is very simple, very simple. That can change a deaf girl life forever. Through information and empowerment. Without information, I could not be here. Without education, I could not be here. Why? Because I challenge myself without waiting for your help. Pick the opportunity. Become vocal for equal rights in the future. Thank you.
Many thanks for Ashura. Ashura, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Indeed, a very, very valid point of concern. The fact that when we fight for people, rarely do we remember that we have hearing impaired girls amongst ourselves. We have persons living with disability amongst ourselves. Our first priority is always to think of ourselves first. And therefore, I thank you so much, Ashura, for challenging our thought process. Indeed, we cannot leave anyone behind. Now, I'm just going to, with the sign of a nod or no, Bwana CEO, should we proceed for lunch or should we allow the first ladies to come so that we can finish this session before we head out? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Should we proceed? No, we break for lunch? We proceed. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be proceeding with the first ladies of the counties of this regional block, the Lake Region block, and we will be, of course, hearing their thoughts as we begin to wind up today's program on whether the mothers of our counties are hearing our cries for help. The help requires budget, it requires money, it requires funds, and therefore we would like to hear from the mothers of our respective counties on what they are doing to challenge opinion shapers, community stakeholders, and indeed what they are doing to ensure that this message gets to national level through the governors. We will be asking our panelists now to leave the podium. Thank you very much, ladies. You have been very, very, very crucial to today's discussion, and we celebrate you and we thank you. Let's appreciate them, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I ask for just some patience as we sanitize the set so that we can have a changeover of guests as we commence the next round of discussions. you very much for your patience as we draw to the close of today's celebrations. We will be talking to the mothers of the counties, the first ladies of the counties that are represented here in today's celebrations. And this session will basically be focusing on assessing the overall budgeting and strategic partnerships with counties from the region on girls and young women programs. We will be asking our first ladies to join us here on the podium. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience, ladies. We understand it's been quite a hectic program, but we are about to wind up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to appreciate in our midst, I don't see Mama County here with us yet, but we will proceed with the ladies that are with me up here. And I'll just be asking them to wave to you in no particular order. We are joined in today's celebrations by First Lady Homa Bay County, Rosilla Awiti. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate First Lady Homa Bay County, Rosilla Awiti. First Lady Kisii County, Elizabeth Ongwai, on my left, is also here with us. We're also joined by First Lady Kakamega County, Priscilla Oparanya. Thank you very much, Madam Oparanya, for being with us here today. And we're also joined by Judy Ojamo, First Lady Busia County. Thank you very much for being with us. From Siaya County, we're also joined by First Lady Siaya County, Rosella Rasanga. Thank you, ladies, for being with us. A round of applause for the mothers of our counties. Remember, today is about mentoring, inspiring, and supporting the girl child as we celebrate this day, as we observe this day being the 11th day of October, the day that was set aside by UNICEF to celebrate the girl child. I'll start with you. Sorry, I'll start with the First Lady of Kisii County because you are closest to me here. And Kisii is a beautiful county, home of bananas, a home of soapstone, but also a home to beautiful young girls who we know will contribute to the betterment of this Kenyan nation. Let's begin with your role as the First Lady in that county. What role have you played as regards supporting the future of the girl child, looking out for her welfare in Kisii County? What will your legacy be?
Has been to support the governor in his projects.